Hi. Dental implant marketing is getting harder. Dental implant marketing, full arch marketing, it's all getting harder. Every type of marketing is getting harder. And I'm going to show you how to win. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a qualification process within your marketing to make it effective and profitable. In this video, I will share our secrets in how we help dental offices do $100,000 months and $100,000 weeks with dental implants and full arches. What we will cover is the different types of patients, the types of marketing we are utilizing, the qualification process, the types of problems in marketing, and how to adjust based on the problems that you will experience. This will be very, very information packed. I'm going to go over a lot of things. You may need to pause at some points just to really understand or process what I'm saying, but I will try my hardest to deliver as much value as I can within this training, and I hope you like it. So, just some quick proof to show you we know what we're doing. My name is Shanto Adhikari, by the way. I'm the owner-founder of Ad Media NYC, and we have worked with clients like Dr. Hewish in the state of Oregon, rural area. We had a $2,000 advertising budget. In the first 2 months, they did $200,000 in treatment starts. This is Dr. Turley in the state of Washington. He had a brand new office. He was a GP that started an implant center. They had a $4,000 monthly budget, and their first marketing company almost made them go broke in their first month in business. And their second month in business was their first month with us. They did $200,000 in treatment. By the third month, they had their first $100,000 week, and we scaled them from zero to $382,000 a month in under a year. This is Dr. Momin in the province of Ontario. Brand new office, $2,000 monthly advertising budget. In the last 5 months, we generated over $500,000 in treatment starts with just $15,000 in advertising. This is Dr. Ozzy in the state of California. Brand new office. They had $400,000 in monthly ad spend. And in the first 2 weeks, they did $34,000. And by the fifth week, they had their first $100,000 week, all from our leads. And this was done while being open only 2 days a week. We scaled them from being open 2 days a week to open 6 days a week and adding a second location in under a year. Dr. Swarbrick in the state of Utah, brand new office. They had a $2,000 monthly ad spend in the first 2 weeks. They closed 2 full arches and finished their first month with $104,000. This is Dr. Fatami, state of Maryland, $2,000 monthly ad spend. It was his first time doing marketing, and they went from 2 to 5 implants a month to 20 to 30 within their first month with us. And this is Dr. Butler in the state of Ohio, $3,000 monthly ad spend, first time doing marketing. They closed a $50,000 case in the first month and had over 13 shows by the end of the second month with over $260,000 worth of potential patients. Cool. I'm done. Oh, I thought I was done. Okay, this was a text with him saying he's having his best month now in years. Cool. Let's jump in. In order to advertise this service correctly, you need to understand who you are marketing to. Patients that need a ton of restorative work, according to the patterns that we've seen, they do come from a certain demographic most of the time. They're typically coming from a lower to middle socioeconomic background. They typically haven't done any major dental work in a long time. They are typically coming from lower income areas, which is a very big misconception. People think they're coming from higher income areas, which is typically not true. And the priority of dental in their list of priorities is not very high. Now, I'm more so talking about patients that need major work, right? Not someone that needs a single implant. But these are the patterns. And patients that have these behavioral patterns typically come with some sort of baggage, right? They're going to be a bit harder to work with. They're not going to be as easy to convert, all that kind of stuff. And it's important to understand this because this means that most can't, that actually want this treatment, especially like full arches, fixed zirconia, those kind of treatments, they can't afford it. Most will experience high levels of dental anxiety, and they're not going to prioritize this treatment over other purchases like putting a down payment on a house or getting a car or buying that Gucci bag, right? They'd rather get that than this, even though they need it more. So why is this important to know? In this type of marketing, the qualification part of your marketing system is the most important part. Now, of course, if you can't get leads, you have to first know how to get leads. But I'm talking about an existing marketing system. In order to make it effective, you need to have a good qualification system. And this is what we're going to cover today. But before we learn how to build a qualification system, we need to understand the types of leads we will generate on a much deeper level, because this will help us in building the qualification process. When marketing implants and full arches, there's 3 different types of leads. There are leads that are problem aware, meaning they're aware of the problem that they have a problem, but not aware of the solution that's out there. There's solution aware leads that these are leads that are aware of the problem and the solution that can fix this problem, but they're not actively pursuing this solution. And then there are leads that we call decision ready, leads that are actively searching for the solution that they want. So we're going to go through each of these from the bottom up. So decision ready leads. These are leads that are actively pursuing the solution that is out there. So think about patients that come from a Clear Choice or from a big implant center or coming for a second opinion. Are those patients not the easiest to convert? Right? They're the easiest to convert. So why is that? These leads are typically further along in their buying process, which means it requires less to actually get them to go to the end of that buying process. They require a bit less. So if they're coming from Clear Choice and there's only, they want this, they need this, Clear Choice was a bit more expensive, or it felt like they were going through some kind of machine and no one was really engaging with them, and then they come to a family style office where it's a bit more affordable and everyone's engaging with them and staff is really nice and the doctor has been with her the whole time, like it just requires that to get them to convert. So these are going to be the easiest to convert, the decision ready patients. They're typically looking for 3 things. They're looking for a better deal, a better doctor, and a better experience, and or a better experience. And this is all you need to convert decision-ready patients. Then there are leads that are in the solution-aware stage. This demographic, I would say, is the least properly advertised demographic in this industry, and I'll go through why later. But these patients typically already know what dental implants and full arches is, so you don't really need to spend a lot of time and energy educating them on this. What they really need to know is the outcome, the dream outcome of what will happen when they make this decision, and then why it needs to be prioritized in their life. That's what they need. So they don't need to know why implants is better than dentures, or how it's going to help them be able to eat again. They need to know why being able to eat is important. And they need to know why they need to do this now. And I'll go through this later in a much more deeper level. And then there are leads in the problemware stage. This is probably the biggest demographic of leads in this industry, but they're also the hardest to convert because they need to know what the solution is, why it's good, why doesn't insurance cover it, all that kind of stuff. This is probably the biggest and the hardest to convert type of leads in the industry. So those are the 3 types of leads you will generate from your marketing. And now you need to know how to attract these leads based on what type of lead it is. And before we go into that, we need to understand marketing, the different types of marketing. If you went to marketing and you took a marketing class, I don't know why you would need to take a marketing class if you're in dental school, but if you did take some kind of marketing class or you saw some kind of marketing course, you probably heard of the 4 P's of marketing. And what we're going to talk about is the promotion aspect of marketing. And in promotional marketing, there's different types like advertising, direct marketing, personal selling, public relations, sales promotion, and I think there's a few more. But the one we're going to be talking about is advertising. Now, what is advertising? Advertising is the use of a published or broadcast notice through a public medium to promote a product or service. And there are different types of advertising, but the one we're going to be using is called direct response digital advertising. Now, this type of advertising is the use of a public digital medium to broadcast notices or advertisements to get potential customers to perform an action within a short time frame. So think of Facebook ads. That is direct response digital advertising. What we're doing is we're using a digital public medium, Facebook, to broadcast ads to get potential customers to perform an action within a short time frame. We want them to click fast. We want them to fill out our form fast. We want to get them to do something quick. So what have we covered? We covered the different types of implant leads, which are problem aware, solution aware, and decision ready. And we covered the different types of marketing and the one we're going to be using, which is direct response digital advertising. Now, how do we combine this? How do we do direct response digital advertising to patients, to leads that are in the solution aware stage, to the problem, to the decision ready? That's what we're going to talk about next. So we're going to go from the bottom up. How to use direct response ads to get decision ready leads. Now, as we talked about before, these types of leads are looking for a better deal, a better doctor, and a better experience. So we're going to go from what I feel is the most important part, which ones have more impact than the other ones first. So the one I feel will have the most impact on getting these leads to convert is a better experience. So think about some of the more popular stuff out there right now. Same day treatment, interactions with what is a better experience? It's offering same day treatment, right? They get to get their temporary quicker, or I don't know if you guys somehow get them to have a final within the same day, but promoting that shows that the patient will have a better experience. They don't have to go a week or a month without no teeth in their mouth. Interactions with the staff, if they have better interactions with the staff, that's a much better experience. Or else they don't want to come back for multiple appointments if they don't like the staff. Do you offer some level of a sedation? And you don't actually have to do the sedation. Just offering it, just letting patients know it's available, gives them the perception of that they will have a better experience in your office. Other languages offer. Do you offer other languages? Can you speak their mother's tongue, which will make them feel a lot more comfortable? They'll have a better experience. Do you have some kind of warranty? Because warranty will show that you will take care of them and that they will have a better experience in your office compared to someone that's not offering a warranty. So offering these kind of things in your ads will allow you to get a lot more decision-ready patients. A better deal. This is pretty self-explanatory. Do you have a better price, or do you offer better financing options? Putting that in your ads will get a lot of these leads. So think about a lead that went to Clear Choice and they got quoted $60,000 for a full mouth for a double arch, and they see your ad that says get a double arch for $45,000. Are they going to click on that ad knowing that they might save $15,000? Probably. And then you combine it with they're going to get same day treatment and you speak Spanish and you have a warranty. Does that mean you're going to get decision ready leads? Yes, 100%. And then a better doctor. Are you a better doctor? What is your years of experience? What's your specialty? Are you a specialist? Are you an oral surgeon instead of a GP? Have you placed more implants than a normal doctor would have? Do you have some kind of personal connection with the patient when they come in? Do you have some type of awards you can advertise? Do you have some kind of public credibility? Do you have like a lot of followers on Instagram? That helps. Your ethnicity, that helps. I know my mom being Indian, she'd rather go with the Indian doctor than someone that's not Indian. Like, it helps, right? So promoting that will also help with getting these types of leads. So I hope that made sense. Next, solution aware leads. As we talked about before, these leads need a strong reason to get the solution now, and I broke it into two parts. The first part is emotional justification of the benefits, and then urgency through logic to get these solution aware leads. So let's go through the first one, emotional justification. So you probably it's very popular in this industry to promote that dental implants will help you get confidence. That is emotional justification of the benefits, right? The benefit is you'll have confidence, right? That is the benefit. And confidence is, it's very emotional to you. It means a lot of things. And that is what we want to do. We want to take it a step further. We don't want to just say confidence. We want to say having a better relationship with your husband. Being able to sleep next to him knowing that your teeth doesn't live in a cup of water. We want to take it to another level. We want to take it a bit more emotional. Like one of the things we used last month was, did you miss eating a steak at your family New Year's dinner? It's not just, do you miss eating steak? Did you miss eating a steak with your family? It's more emotion, right? It has family tied to it. Or taking a different angle to it. Why getting your teeth fixed is a better investment than getting a car? Why it's okay to be toothless, but why it's not okay to remain toothless? See, we're not just saying that. We're not just saying the benefit of you won't be toothless anymore. You'll have teeth, but we're putting a spin to it, right? We're saying it in a way that causes them to feel some kind of emotion. That is emotional justification. And then logical urgency. We want to make them feel that they need to get this now. And using logic to do that. So how this can deteriorate your health. Expressing that on the ad. Why it's important to do this sooner than later, and why alternatives are more expensive. That is logical urgency, and those are the two types of ways we will get solution-aware leads: through direct response ads. And the last one, problem-aware leads. These leads basically need to know the basic benefits and education of the service. So what are the basic benefits? What are dental implants? Are you missing teeth? What is the difference between a full arch and a denture? How implants can help you eat again? How can you regain your smile? Here you can just use the basic benefits because it'll help them attract these leads. So you may be thinking, Shanta, what type of leads should I get? I will tell you. In marketing, or in doing marketing for your office, there's two functions for this to work. There's a marketing function, and then there's a sales function. And these functions are independent of each other. They work in very differently. Let's say you're really good at marketing, but you're not so good at sales, right? So what type of leads should you get? Well, in marketing, the easiest leads to generate are the problem-aware leads. Then it's solution-aware, and then the hardest is decision-ready. But in sales, it's the complete opposite. In sales, the easiest leads to convert are the decision-ready, and the hardest to convert are the problem-aware. So if you're really good at marketing, but you're not good at sales, what type of leads should you get? Decision-ready. And if you do it the other way around, if you're really good at sales, but not so good at marketing, what should you get? Problem-aware leads. Now, I always say, get all of them. Market to all of them, and see what type of leads are converting in the sales process, and then double down on the types of leads that you're getting the most. I mean, double down on the types of leads that are converting the most. But this is just to give you an idea of what you need to do based on the strengths of your marketing and sales department, whether you're working with the agency or you're doing it in-house. So Shanta, this was a lot of information. What do I do with all of this? Now we go into crafting the qualification process. The qualification part of your marketing system is probably going to be the most important. Is the most important part of your marketing system, as we talked about before. And a strong pre-consultation qualification process looks like this. You qualify for two things. You qualify for their financial capacity to get this treatment, and you qualify for their motivation to get this treatment. Let's go over the first one, their financial capacity. Now, you can only do this to some extent, but you'll see what I mean. So how should you qualify a patient? You want to focus on the following things. You want to make sure they understand pricing. You want to make sure they have a plan for how they want to pay for this treatment. You want to make sure patients have been saving up or have appropriate credit if they want to do financing, or if they have someone they can help if their credit isn't good and they have no money in the bank. So these are the questions we like to ask within our company to figure out these things. Deborah, what do you think you need? Have you done any research on what implants is before? Have you done any research on what the investment is like? Do you know the investment required to fix this problem? How do you plan on making that investment? What is your credit score like, and do you have some kind of monthly income? Or have you been saving up for this treatment if they want to pay in cash or upfront? Then what's your monthly budget like? Yes, you have a great credit score. You have a 750. Can you afford $500 a month? Is that within your budget? Or would that break you? Don't say that last part, but you know what I mean. Because most patients finance this treatment, typically, especially the bigger ones, one of the most important qualifying points for dental implants will be the credit score. Now, it's important to note 70% of Americans don't actually know their credit score, so we can't always rely on them telling us the truth. So, typically, one of the more popular things to do is send them a link to verify their credit score prior to the consultation. Now, I'll talk about later why this could be a good thing or a bad thing. And what's really good about asking these types of questions as well, these questions, which are, by the way, if you're not doing this, you need to start doing this. But one of the very important parts of this, it allows you to build rapport. It gets them to open up. You are asking very personal questions, and if you do it the right way, you can get them to really open up and then leverage those pain points to actually tell them why they need this or why, they can't get this now, but they can get it later. Cool. Now the second thing, their motivation for treatment. We want to qualify for this. Now, this is very, very difficult to do over the phone if you're not good. And so a lot of times it might be a good idea to save this for when they come into the consultation. But if you can do this properly, not only will your show rates increase, but your close rate will increase, and you will really build a connection with the patient over the phone. And this is before them coming in, which is super duper powerful. So we like to call this discovery questions. We are discovering their pain point. So here's a few questions you can ask. John or Deborah, what's the problem? How long has this been happening? Well, why didn't you fix this before? What's kept you from doing this treatment before? On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is this to you to fix? It's a 9. Wow. Why? So just so I understand, why is it that important? Do you want to always have this problem? Are you aware of what can happen if you stay in this condition for the next, 3 to 5 years? Asking these questions, especially with using the right tonality and cadence, which is a whole different topic, but asking these questions the right way will allow you to uncover pain points and the real reasons patients are having the problem that they're having and why they're looking for you. And then if you do this properly, they don't have any questions. The only question is, how soon can I come in? The price doesn't matter as much. Because once they open up to you, they feel a stronger connection to you, then they really trust you, and then they trust you will point them in the right direction. Now, when trying to implement this, there's two problems practices face with this. The first problem is practices are not qualifying well enough. They're taking basic information from the patient over the phone, and then they're scheduling the consultation. However, this is going to lead to a lot of leads coming in, and none of them get deferred treatment. The second problem is practices are attempting to qualify way too hard based on the market that they're in and their market dynamics. And this is a problem because the more typically, which sucks so much, but the more qualified a patient is, the more likely they'll be turned off by how hard you attempt to qualify them. Now, I'm not saying this just randomly. This is just based on the tens of thousands of calls that we've done. But this is typically the case, and you need to do it the right way, and doing it the wrong way will lead to a very low number of leads coming in or patients coming in for the consult, and they're just not going to have enough volume to actually make a good return on an investment. So remember the 3 types of leads we talked about? What are they? Problem aware, solution aware, decision ready. You can adjust your qualification process based on the type of lead you're talking to. Now, this is a bit advanced, but if you have the staff for it, then you can do this. But just some examples. Let's say you're speaking with a problem-aware lead, and I believe a problem-aware lead need to know pricing before the consult. They need to know insurance is not going to cover this. They need to know what kind of credit score they need to actually be able to get this type of financing. And they really need those strong discovery questions so there's enough pain points, enough pain in them to actually come into this consultation. Or else it's going to rain one day and then they're going to be like, I don't need to go into this appointment. However, a decision-ready patient doesn't really need to know pricing before the consult. Especially if you're over market price, they really don't need to know because it might deter them. Because remember, one of the things that influence their decisions is a better deal. So you should get them in first so you have a stronger opportunity to do a proper treatment presentation and then actually convert them. I hope that made sense. So, where are we? We talked about the different types of patients, the types of marketing we are using, and the qualification process. Doing this is going to bring a lot of problems. But if you've done marketing before, I'm sure you experienced some kind of problems, or if you're about to start now, you're going to experience some kind of problem. It's marketing. Marketing just brings problems. And if you run your own practice, you're a business owner. Being a business owner, you have a lot of problems. You are a firefighter. You are fighting fires all day. That's the same thing that will happen with this. But lucky for you, I've broken it down, and I guarantee you it's one of these 6 problems that you will experience. We can break the problems in dental implant marketing to 2 buckets. There's a volume bucket of problems, and there's a quality bucket of problems. The volume bucket has 3 types of problems, 3 subsets. There's a lead volume problem, appointment volume, and show volume. Can you guess what the quality bucket is like? The quality bucket has 3 problems. There's a lead quality problem, appointment quality problem, and show quality problem. And the big caveat to this is you cannot have more than one of these 6 problems at the same time. Some of you guys are watching this, you're like, I have all of these problems. These are all problems that are having all at the same time. That's not possible. I mean, yes, it is possible, but the way you want to think about this is you have one of these 6 problems at the same time. So how do you find the problem? Let me give you a few examples. If the volume of leads is doing amazing, if the volume of appointments is doing amazing, but the volume of shows is low, what's the problem? The problem is the volume of shows. It's not the leads. So don't start changing the leads. Don't start changing the ads. The problem is your volume of shows. So you need to do something different over the phone. You need to do something different with your text, not the ads. Right? But let's say the volume of leads is great, the volume of appointments is great, the volume of shows is great, but you're not getting enough cases. The number of cases you're getting is really low. What's the problem? The problem is the quality of leads. I'm about to dive into this. So, okay, let's go deeper into how we just did that. So how do we find the problem? This is what you should be tracking: number of leads, appointments, shows, cases closed, number of qualified leads, lead to appointment rate, show rate, and close rate. This is what you want to be tracking. And so I just put in some random numbers, and I want to show you what you need to look at to find what type of problem it is. Firstly, these parts, number of leads, appointments, and shows, these are your volume metrics. It's what you look at to see if you have a volume problem. And the metric we really want to track to find this is our cost per lead, cost per appointment, and cost per show. This will tell us if we're having a volume problem or not. And then your quality metrics are these right here. You want to look at your qualified lead rate, your lead to appointment rate, your show rate, and your close rate. These are your quality metrics. They will tell us if you have a quality problem or not. So this is what it looks like. These are your volume metrics, and these are your quality metrics. And it's very hard to tell you, like, what you need to figure out is what are your benchmarks. What is your benchmark for a cost per lead? What is your benchmark for a show rate? Because then it will tell us if it's higher or lower, if it's a problem or if it's not a problem. And I created some benchmarks for you here. Now, this is very different for each practice and market and how you want to qualify and how strong you want the qualification to be. Do you want to bring in every patient that has a pulse and a, teeth missing, or do you want to bring in patients that only have a 750 credit score or more? But this is some benchmarks you can start with, which is a cost per lead of $18 to $35, cost per appointment of $100 to $200, and cost per show of $250 to $520. And the quality metrics, you want to have a 60% qualified lead rate, meaning out of 100 leads you generate, 60 should be qualified. Lead to appointment rate of 25%, show rate of 40%, and close rate of 35%. The big part of this is you cannot fix quality before you fix volume. You must do it the other way around. Because if you don't have volume, you don't have the right to focus on quality. If you start focusing on quality before you have volume, you're not going to have enough volume to close enough cases to actually make a return on investment. Because there is going to be some math to this. You're not going to close 100% of the cases that come in. You're not going to have every patient show up to the appointment. Even if you collect $250 over the phone, they're still not going to show up. Right? Nothing will ever be 100%. So you must have the volume for you to have then fix quality. This is why in finding the problems, there is a list of priorities. We want to always fix the lead volume first, and then appointment volume, and then show volume. And only then do we start fixing lead quality, appointment quality, show quality. That is the order we want to follow. So, what have we covered? We've covered the types of patients, the types of marketing, and the one we're going to be using, the qualification process, and the types of problems in marketing. The last thing we're going to talk about is how to adjust the qualification process based on the problem we are experiencing. So, let's start with quality first. Let's say we have a quality of lead problem. How do we adjust? What we want to do is ask ourselves questions, or ask the team questions that will allow us to find the solution. So let's say we have a quality of leads problem. The leads are getting trash. They suck. They all have Medicaid. They're not picking up the phone. All of that. Start asking yourself, am I attracting the type of leads I want to attract based on the types of leads we talked about? Are we attracting, did we want a lot of decision-ready leads, but we're getting a lot of problem-aware leads? Am I attracting the right type of leads? What type of leads am I getting? Are they typically, is it like they can't afford this? That's like the majority of my leads, or is majority of them have a motivation issue? They don't really want this. Right? If I get a lot of leads that aren't picking up the phone, I'm having a motivation issue. I'm getting leads that aren't as motivated as I want them to be to pick up the phone. How can I filter these leads before speaking to them? Should I put up a survey? Should I start asking questions to the leads before they actually get to become a lead? Do I already have a survey? I need to ask better questions to filter them better. Right, within our company, we have 3 different types of surveys based on how qualified we want the leads to be. Why do we have 3 types of leads, right? Let's say we have a quality of appointment problem. We can ask ourselves, can I ask better questions on the phone? The questions I'm asking, not as good. They're not really getting me the types of leads that I want. Am I uncovering enough about them over the phone? Am I asking the best discovery questions I can be asking them? Am I responding to their questions the right way? And am I using the right tonality, cadence, and language over the phone? Do I need some training on this to be able to really uncover their pain points? And then quality of show problem, am I building enough value of the appointment over the phone? Am I really telling them everything that they're getting? And are they really hearing me when I'm telling them the value of being able to spend time with a doctor, of getting to know your actual problems, of getting the scan, all that fun stuff? Should I consider getting some kind of financial commitment over the phone? That will increase my quality. Now let's talk about volume. Volume of leads. We want to ask questions like, is the offer I'm offering to the market good enough? I want to spend some time on this because marketing, so when we're doing digital marketing, we're not just competing with other dental offices. We are competing with every single person that's marketing online. We're competing with everyone. And we're competing at a pace that is incredibly, incredibly fast. So if someone is scrolling on Facebook and they see an ad that says, the $100 consultation, and then they scroll and they see another one that's a free consultation, and they don't know both of these doctors, and both of them didn't add anything else on this ad, like, a number of implants placed or warranties or we speak Spanish or anything like that, which one are they going to click on? They're going to click on the free one because the offer is just better. So is my offer good enough into the market that I'm in? Because it matters. Am I changing my ads enough? Am I running the same ad over and over again? Nobody likes to see the same ad twice. If I see an ad I already saw, I am scrolling past that thing faster than anything else. I like novelty on online. What I'm looking for is novelty. That's why TikTok is so popular. It's all novel content that's entertaining. So we have to always change our ads. Now let's say we have a volume of appointment problem. How fast am I calling the leads? Am I calling the leads fast enough to be able to actually get them on the phone? Am I calling them within 3-minute mark? How many times am I calling the leads? Am I just calling them once and then hanging up? Am I calling them 3 times over 3 days? Am I calling them 7 times over 7 days? This one is actually super duper important. How many times you call your leads? Typically, it takes 5 to 7 times to get them on the phone. And am I nurturing them the best way possible? After I generate the lead, do I just never contact them again except through the phone? Or am I texting them? Am I emailing them? Am I running retargeting ads on Facebook? Volume of show problem. How far are my leads usually driving to get there? If they're typically driving in an hour and 30 minutes, that's probably a little too much, and you're targeting your leads way too far. How far out am I scheduling my appointments? If you schedule an appointment the same day or the next day, they're way more likely to show than if you schedule them a week and a half later. Right? And if you can't bring them in next day, how can you adjust your staffs and your workflow? How can you adjust your schedule? It's important to consider every market is incredibly different. Just because something works for someone else, one of your friends in a totally different market than you, doesn't mean it will work for you. And just because something worked for you a year ago, most definitely does not mean it will work today. We talked about marketing digitally, right? Everything is changing, and there's so much competition because we're competing with everybody. So something that worked like 3 months ago for us stops working like today. It's crazy. Our processes change almost every quarter because it's always changing. So you must always keep adapting, always keep changing, and always keep testing. It's the only way you will find what's working. Now, most practice owners don't actually know how to market in today's environment, let alone how to bring these advanced marketing systems online, converting these patients effectively and properly. And you don't want to do marketing anyway. That's, you want to do dentistry. You want to run your practice. The last thing you want to do is marketing. And when you start spending a lot of money on marketing, you're bound to generate a lot of leads, a lot of appointments than you can typically handle. So imagine you know someone that could actually automate this for you. You would have them automated for you so that you can actually spend your time running your practice, talking to patients, and actually doing what you actually like to do and what you went to school for. We set up and automate the system for you so you don't need to worry about it. And we will not just get you the leads, we'll call the leads, book the appointments, and make sure that they show up. And by using this system, you'll be able to get dozens of leads each month automatically, which will turn into high-paying patients. And this will allow you to stay in that sweet spot, doing what you do best while growing your practice in a predictable and profitable way while we help you drive that. If all we did was help you get patients that are happily paying for your higher ticket services, help you steer away from the volatility of just relying on word of mouth and referrals, help you overcome saturation and competition in your marketplace, get you a minimum of 10 to 20 appointments every single month, and give you the ability to do the things that you love and enjoy, would it be worth it? You can either try it yourself or hire us to do it for you. Over the next 5 days, I have blocked out my entire week and set aside time to talk with you personally and see if I can help you build a marketing system that will get you with potential patients that are looking for implants and full arches and even overdentures over the next 90 days. And we'll talk for about 30 minutes, and I will tell you exactly the action plan and strategy that you need to follow to actually get leads for dental implants and full arches. Whether you work with us or you don't, we're going to do a bunch of research in your area, at your competition, tell you what pricing needs to be like, what the offer needs to be like, how we should market, what type of leads we should attract. We'll tell you all of that before you work with us. I mean, we do it anyway. So we'll tell you how we're going to actually strategize and how we'll carry it out before we even work together. This is a personal one-to-one, custom-tailored one-on-one strategy session with you and me. We'll really figure out what it is that you want and how we can make it happen. So the next steps is there should be a button or application below. You fill it out, and then you book a time and date on my personal calendar. If you're still not sure if this is a fit for you, consider this. Are you the owner of a practice that is looking for a reliable ROI machine that you can turn on as needed to grow your practice this year? Are you feeling the pinch of growing competition for patients and it's starting to show on your bottom line? think it makes sense for an objective third party to analyze your current marketing strategies and see if there's a potential to upgrade them? If it does, scroll down below, book a call. When we work with you, we will personally generate all the leads, qualify them, book them, get them to show, set up a dashboard for you to track all of this, and work exclusively with your practice and no one else in your area. Plus, we'll even guarantee that the system will work for you. And if we don't, we won't charge you. So fill out the application on this page and schedule a call to speak with me. You have nothing to lose and potentially everything to gain. There are limited spots available. We're not a massive company. We're pretty boutique. We don't take in a lot of clients every month. So click the link below and schedule a call. That's it. I'm tired. I have to go. See you.